Well, Johnny, let's move on into our next topic. And this is, let's be honest, this is the only one. This is a full Disney show.
Yeah, you're right. It's fully Disney.
However, this is the one breaking up the Marvel topic for today. We have three Marvel topics, one Star Wars topic, and we're looking at Star Wars.
It's not fully Disney. We got Sony.
Oh, we got Sony. So I just assumed because Spider-Man's in the, but we're talking about the non-Sonys. It's not a full Disney podcast. We wouldn't do that to you guys. However, we're looking at Star Wars in this segment, and really, the main question, I'm asking this because there's a Screen Rant article with this same title, and I want to just throw it out to you, ask you what you think, because there are some mixed reviews about Star Wars Episode 8. There are some people who love it, some people who don't love it. I was in the camp of, yes, I gave it a 4.5, I believe, out of 5, or a 4 out of 5.
I think I gave it a 4.5. You gave it a 4?
I gave it a 4. And the reason why was, you could see the review for why, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. However, you talked to yourself, but more so I would say Sean. You were in favor of the movie. However, you were critical of some things.
Yeah.
Sean loved it. He loved it better than he said Force Awakens. And the one thing Sean said that I think is the main reason why the people who like it, and why the people who don't like it, is, I'll take two examples. First off, from MVP Sean, where he says, I loved it more so than Force Awakens because it actually did something different. It went out and took a risk. And he's like, Force Awakens was just a new hope. Like, he's like, I don't want to see that. I want to see you take a risk, do something different. Which I'm like, okay, prequels tried to do that, and we fucking shit on them. So let's stay with our cookie cutter. However, there's the camp, and I don't say I'm in this camp completely, but I wouldn't be too far of it, where if you watch the YouTube channel I watch, they're huge, kind of funny, Nick Scarpino, who's in their group, he basically, his main thought after the movie was, Disney ruined my childhood. That's the part, like, that's the mindset he had. They ruined my childhood. Because there's one camp that wants to see the Force Awakens style, where I don't care if it's cookie cutter. I don't care if you think it's just like A New Hope. This is Star Wars. This is what I like. Give me what I like. But then there's a camp over here that's like, no, I want to see you take risks. I want to see you go out and have a different style and be different than all the rest. So what I want to ask you, because here's the Screen Rant article, and I'm getting to it finally, is they asked, will J.J. Abrams course correct Star Wars in Episode 9? So I want to ask you, although you were on the side that liked them taking risks and preferred the movie, do you think that A.J. Abrams' Episode 9 will be a course correct, using air quotes for my audio listeners, in Episode 9 for the whole trilogy to end it out?
You know what? I don't know why we really need a course correct 100%, because, I mean, 8 wasn't bad. I mean... You got the people that wanted the... I mean, here's the thing. We got Episode 7. We got The Force Awakens. And it was basically kind of cookie cutter New Hope, as people said. It was like just a rehash of the New Hope. And you got the uproar of, no, we want something different. All of a sudden, okay, we'll give you guys something different. And now there's an uproar of, oh, it's different. We want something that's... Well, what do you guys want? Let's pick something, because that's the thing. They did one thing, people didn't. It was a big uproar of people not liking it. Then they did something different because you guys it was asked for, and what happened? And people got mad about that. So I mean, there's really not a course correct that needs to happen. We don't need to cookie cut the. Well, I guess we'd have to do. Not Revenge of the Sith, but no, wait.
Return of the Jedi?
Return of the Jedi. We don't need a cookie cut Return of the Jedi in this. Instead, maybe we need to have like elements taken from it. And maybe a general outline, like a very general outline of what came from that movie to kind of follow. But it's like a lot of this stuff can be changed. And then we can have kind of the half and half of both.
You know what's something I just thought of now that I didn't think of when we did our review was, really it was told to me, and this was through any trilogy, but Star Wars especially, where there's a three movie arc, obviously, where The first one is the hero. It's a classic hero story. Hero comes up, hero faces evil, hero wins. Basically, Luke comes up from nothing. Yes, he sees Obi-Wan die to Darth Vader. Spoilers. But, you like that? Spoilers. But, beats the Death Star in the end. Kaboom. Everything blows up. Everyone's happy. Then you got Empire Strikes Back. Finds out Vader's his father. Off goes his hand. Luke is basically fallen. Like, we see the hero in his lowest point.
Yeah.
Then Return of the Jedi, the third movie. A redemption story where the hero comes back learning some new things to better his character. And the thing I wonder if could be a reason why people subconsciously maybe not be huge fans of Star Wars Episode 8 is think about the ending to Episode 8.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we're used to, like, Empire Strikes Back, I'll use that one. Luke, who was the good guy, was the one that was knocked down to where it was like, holy shit, Darth Vader's his father. He's got his hand cut off.
Yeah.
He's sitting there strapped onto the Cloud City kind of antenna and trying to, like, talk to Leia, like, please come back. And that's where she's like, we got to go back. I hear Luke. But Episode 8, we don't really get that. We don't get that on the good guy side of it.
True.
Like Rey, Poe, Finn, they're not the ones knocked down. Who gets that story? There's someone in Episode 8 that gets that same thing, that same feeling that Luke had. Do you know who it is?
Are you gearing me towards Kylo Ren?
It's Kylo. And maybe that's it. Maybe that people aren't ready for... Because good and bad. There might be some people that are like, I like Kylo as a character, but are they ready to feel that way about the bad guy, air quotes?
I mean, hell, here's the thing with that.
Like, I shouldn't care if the bad guy's knocked down. He's a bad guy. Fuck him. You know what I'm saying?
But instead, people aren't thinking... They're thinking good guy, bad guy, not
because he's got the whole redemption.
Skywalker family. Because he's a Skywalker.
Yeah, and he's got the whole
Bloodline.
Redemption story.
And maybe Rey is
him.
too. We still don't know.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like he's got more of a redemption than Rey.
Yeah,
because of the Skywalker past that he has. But that's definitely in the Screen Rant article hits that. If they hit some things that have some questions, and just the basic three of them that I'll mention. There's four of them actually. The first one is, can the rebellion beat the First Order? All right, not very important to me. Like, I don't care if obviously you want the rebellion to win, but I'm not very focused on that from like when I was watching, that wasn't my concern. My concern was more the second one, resolve the Rey and Kylo Ren stories. Like, I want to get that resolution. Then it's the Leia farewell, because obviously they got to say farewell to her sometime. And this is where I think the course correct, air quotes, course correct, comes in more importantly in this last one.
Yeah.
Give us a satisfying ending.
Yeah.
What I think is, if you were going to do any movie to take your chances, take your risks, Episode 8 was the movie.
Yeah, it was.
Because you couldn't do it in Episode 7.
Because you're trying to reintroduce
because you're
the
coming,
Star Wars.
Yeah, you're coming back. You want everyone energized with it. The Force Awakens was perfect. It kind of tapped into nostalgia, but it didn't feel like, because nostalgia can be a tricky thing.
I remember.
Well, nostalgia can actually ruin things. Like,
it can.
Have you ever watched old things that you used to like, or play old video games? You're like, wow, these graphics are fucking horrible.
Oh, perfect example for me of that was Transformers, the animated
video game.
No, the
series,
animated
from the 80s?
series. Yeah,
okay.
Like late 80s, early 90s. I watched. One day it was on Netflix. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch this. I remember loving it as a kid, and I started watching it. Halfway through the first episode, I'm like,
this is hurting my eyes.
This is hurting my eyes. This looks absolutely horrible.
It was just like
graphically, the storyline wasn't that great either.
I was the same way when I hooked up my N64. I'm like, I'm gonna play WWF Warzone.
Yeah.
And basically that was when it was still WWF and not WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna play WWF Warzone. Oh my God, that was horrible. Like the graphics of like the blocky characters, I'm like, I can't do this.
Oh hell,
I can't play it.
I plugged in the it hasn't been
PS2?
PS2, and I went because
How did I
actually
know you were gonna go PS2? I had a feeling.
because it's
The only PlayStation you have.
Well, I mean, I've told you my jump from system to system was not even like it's not consistent from brand to brand, but it's also not consistent generation to generation.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll get into that on another podcast.
Yeah.
I plugged it in because I was actually testing. We had two in my house. One was shared and one was mine.
Yeah.
We were selling the shared one while I was testing out, made sure it still worked. Plugged it in, threw the game, and I'm like, holy shit, because I just played Xbox that night before, Xbox One.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, these graphics are terrible.
And I'm the same way, especially with that Warzone.
Oh, I still would have played it, but
that's what A New Hope and Force Awakens were. Force Awakens was the let's regenerize, we don't want nostalgia to kill it. And it didn't. It was a good thing.
It pulled out the nostalgia, enough nostalgia to make it good.
Good part of it. And the reason why Episode 8 is the one where you could take your risks is you obviously in Episode 7 wanted to bring everyone back, get everyone excited about it. And in Episode 9, you want to leave it off on a
good note,
satisfying note. And I don't care if you're on the side of, hey, I like that they take risks. I think we can all agree, don't take risks with the ending. Give me a classic Star Wars ending. And the only way you're going to do that is give me a classic Star Wars story for Episode 9 that we saw in Episode 7.
And actually, there's one point we made earlier how you said the like the arc.
Yeah.
And it was
the whole movie arc.
Yeah, well, movie arc, but you said it was geared towards Kylo.
That's what it seems.
Not just
Am I
that.
wrong?
Not just that. I mean, it's for him in some sense, but also instead of it just being from like the first one where it was all just Luke, put it this way. What happened in the first one and the second one with the I want to call them the Republic. They're the Resistance.
The Rebellion.
The Rebellion.
Now they're back to the Rebellion.
The Rebellion, yeah. But now it's almost exactly like what happened with Luke at the very ending. Goes up against the First Order. They almost get completely demolished.
Yeah.
And then they
decimated. I think was the word you were
That's the word
looking
I
for.
was looking for. Actually, yeah.
Decimated. It sounds better than
they
demolished.
almost get completely decimated, and they narrowly escape.
Yeah.
Does that not sound like what happened to Luke in the second one?
No, it does, because he got his hand chopped off. Vader could have killed him.
Yeah, he could have just killed him then and there.
But he lived. And maybe
even falling down the chute, he could have gotten killed that way.
Maybe that's more of the line that they're going with, but I just think maybe I was thinking of it because it's one solo person.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying in the general scape too, it still fit the storyline of that.
The thing though with the course correct with J.J. Abrams is the thing that I like. I think when we use the word course correct, we're kind of jabbing at emotions. Because obviously people who loved Episode 8 are going to be like, you're fucking crazy. We don't need a course correct. But then there's people that hated it that are like, yeah, we need a course correct. The thing that I have said, and I think that both you and Sean have been against this since I've said it, I'll say it one more time for people who haven't heard me say it, is this last Star Wars trilogy is why I believe that, hey, if I'm going to do a trilogy, if you're going to have J.J. Abrams be the one, you're going to have him be the third, have him be the second. Have the same director for all three movies. Make sure that continuity is there throughout so you don't get well, I liked what J.J. Abrams did, but fuck Rian Johnson. I did not like what he did with Episode 8. So you don't get that. It's one story, then it's one writer, one director, kind of, it's their vision throughout three movies, and you don't have to worry about someone else having a different opinion and changing kind of what it was. Because Force Awakens and Episode 8, two totally different kind of atmospheres, I would say.
Yeah, that's
Not
true.
just where they were in the story, but just how they were
that's what I
directed
thought
and
you meant.
stuff.
No.
But like Episode 9, the big thing that I think needs to be hit, and this is what we'll end it on. What needs to be hit with Episode 9 that's most important to me is, one, resolving the Rey Kylo Ren story, because I get what they were doing with the whole parent thing. I didn't like, the more I think about it, I don't like that they did the thing with Kylo where it's like, your parents were nothing. Do I think he's lying? Yeah, I do.
I do too.
However, part of me, as I think about it more and more, goes, they could have maybe done that a little bit better to where it's like, to make me, yes, I'm invested in it, but to make me even more invested in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I'm not opposed to him telling her, like, lying to her like that.
Yeah.
But maybe, like, find a different way of putting it and a different way of going about it.
Or, like, not Darth Mauling, your biggest baddie, who I was super excited in.
Yeah, really.
Like,
yeah.
Come on. He was that was the guy that was really fucking with Kylo's head, and you kill him.
Yeah, just so simply. But my, to go back to the other one, I do like the fact that he lied to her because, yeah, I get where he was going with it. He was trying to put her down.
Yeah.
To say, no, just be my apprentice. Follow me since you're not.
To make it easier for her to follow the bad side, the dark side.
Yeah, exactly. He's trying to put her down so he can be.
Break down her will.
Exactly. Well, that's because he just killed his master. Now he needs an apprentice.
Yeah.
And who better than the one that's just as strong in the force as you?
Who you guys just talked about being, we can be together and rule the universe.
Exactly. And then try and put her down so that you can say, no, you're nothing. You're not a Skywalker. You're not a well-known family name. You're just nobody. So just follow me. That's what he was trying to do. And I get that, just maybe slightly different. It wasn't terrible. The acting for it was great. It was pretty good for, I don't want to say pretty good. It was fine for how it went about, but it could have probably been better.
The three things, and this is what I'll end on, three things they need to hit in episode 9. Resolving the Kylo and Rey storyline, the Leia farewell. Because I am adamant to where once you knew, I would have just been like, Leia's dead. Like, that's it. She's floating there. It's Leia's goodbye.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that Superman to save the day as she comes back to the door. Because that's basically what she was. She was super. I didn't know that she was Henry Cavill, but apparently she is. And then number 3 is giving us a satisfied ending. Like, that's what I think that's the most important thing, I think, why J.J. Abrams is on for episode 9 is maybe they had this thought out beforehand, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, there's a little bit of backlash on episode 8. We got to make people happy so that because there's another trilogy coming up. It's not going to be this story. It's going to be a completely other story. I think it's Ryan Johnson's trilogy now. The guy who just did episode 8 will have the new trilogy all to himself. But yeah, that I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, yeah, let's get JJ back because we need to make people happy. We need to end this right so people aren't mad at episode 9. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the conversation. But this is where you guys come in. Let us know down below. Do you think Star Wars needs a course correct? That's probably the first question. Do you think it needs a course correct? So I know which side of the argument you stand on. Then number 2, do you think that J.J. Abrams will or can course correct if you think it needs one? This is a complicated outro. If you think it needs a course correct, will J.J. Abrams do that course correct in episode 9? Let us know what you guys think down below in that comment section.